for Sunday, May 7th. Cool. So, so I think some of our priority topics for today would include some more introductions. So we'll do like a round of introductions. We also want to do some finance. Because Julie's going to help us out some with that. From there, we have we want to review tasks and next steps from yesterday and the Mercury session. Cool. Oh, and also we want to review the preliminary budget proposals. Cool. Oh, and then also, I think before we do the finance training, we'll do a quick, I guess it could be part of the finance training, because we want to do a little overview of EXA payroll systems. And this should be kind of big. All right, so does this sound like a good list of topics? You guys want to add anything or have any questions in general? No? All right, so let's do some, make sure we got our video indexing. Video indexing. So the way we do the video indexing is I just take the link here to the live feed video. And this is also our recording, so recording right here. And then we just index the different components. So if, for example, this could be Julie's introduction. And we would index this based on the time. So right now we're at the second minute. So maybe we'll do like minute 3. So this would be T equals 3 minutes. And then that will allow us to link to that part of the video. Yes, Abdul?
I completed Julie's main doc.
Oh, excellent. Did you click it? Did you link it to the global super team?
Yes, yes.
You did? Wow, where is it? I don't see it. Is it under the individual main docs? So another task is make a doc for Buddy, and Julie. All right, there it is. Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so Julie, this is going to be your main doc. This is basically, as you can get to the main doc, it should have, any and all information that you need to, do whatever you need to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So if there's any doc that you save, that's the link to save, because that should link to everything else, right? So
okay.
So from your main doc, you'll be able to get to the global super team doc, and here's your online, and this is where I'll link your online personnel file. So let me grab that real quick. Copy and paste. And then this is also where you'll be doing your work reporting. So we can, it says I need permission for the work report doc, Abdul. Global weekly note doc, what's this? Well, we don't need to confuse you with that. And then we have the global team doc. So eventually we got that going. Anyway, so I think it's helpful to have the global super team doc at the top. All right. Do you have any questions about your main doc, Julie?
So far.
Yeah, and as you get roles, more roles and responsibilities, we would put those here. So it's really clear what your expectations are and your roles are. I think right now, like one of the things that we know we need, so there's going to be major roles and minor, right? Right now you have no major responsibilities. A major responsibility is defined as basically something that you can't not do. Like we're depending on you doing it. If it doesn't get done, it would be a major problem, right? And minor responsibilities is basically everything else. So you're doing general support, helping Jay, and you're going to help out with some of the finances and value tracking, because that's just like what we need. That we need people to be able to help out with that. But over the long run, you'll be able to get involved in whatever part of the network you want to. So I think we're good on your main doc. So let's go back to our notes for now. And these notes are linked through the global doc. And then the other place that we can link our notes. So we had our notes. Here we go. Buddy Team Julie and Jay. As we can also link them to the global doc. So be it here. So this will be Sunday, May 7th, 2017. Buddy Team Jay and Julie. So we have all of the notes here. All these have recordings. You can like look back and learn about all the different sessions. And here's all the buddy team docs. And this would also have a buddy team, Jay and Julie. So eventually we'll make that one. Cool. Awesome. So do you have any questions on that, Julie, or are you pretty good?
Yes. I opened my document now, and I understand everything so far.
Great. Oh yeah, did Abdul, were you able to fix the work reporting doc for Julie?
Yes. I also do that. And also linking Julie's main doc.
Great. So let me check on the work reporting doc. I was going to go through this really fast. Oh no, it says I still need permission. So if you're able to get that working so that I can see, so that me and Julie can access the work reporting doc. Yeah.
I hope it's working now.
It should be working.
Yes.
Awesome. Perfect. All right, and let's just double check, make sure it has the right owner. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. So Julie, the way that the work reporting works is that there's just 3 parts. You just have the date. So today would be, Sunday, May 7th or 7th of May. And then you would put what you did. So we did Buddy, Team, Jay, and Julie. And how many hours? It was like, an hour or whatever. Right?
Okay.
So that's like all you really need. And then we usually go up. So this would be Buddy, Team, Jay, Abdul, and Julie. And so, question hours, right? So that's pretty much it. If you do work on your own, you would just add it in here and then just, do it above here. So this would be Monday, May 8th, 2017. And then you would add in the dates here. So you work backwards, right? You work up. So at the most recent at the top. And you're welcome to do spreadsheets. I mean, you can track your hours any way you want to. but just link it to this doc. So if you create a spreadsheet, like some people prefer to do their hours in spreadsheet, you would just like do like Julie's work reporting spreadsheet, and then you just link that using the link button, right? That makes sense?
Yes.
But this is the way that I track all my hours, and most people, it's easier to do this than a spreadsheet. But it's up to each person. They can track their hours however they want to. And we just average our hours, like the minimum, like if you do something, it's typically like 15 minutes, right? And then if you you want to just average to the half hour every 30 minutes. So we don't need like exact time or anything like that. Cool. So that's the work reporting. So let's go back into our notes here. So this would basically be kind of like general intro for Julie. We didn't, I guess this would be general personnel info for Julie. We didn't really like go over the introduction to the whole FCO and community networking thing, but we'll do that at some other time when we have more people and stuff like that. So let's, or if you have more questions. So let's go into the introduction here. Let me get the index. It's 11 minutes. So we're going to change this to 11. And the goal here is really just learning more about you, Julie. And you know, we'll all do check-ins really quick. So let me add a line here. Do our notes. I'm going to do check-ins. We already had Abdul started. So I'm going to check in real quick, and then Julie, you can do a little more extended check-in, so we can learn a little more about you. I am doing pretty good. I got up really early this morning for the Mercury session, so I'm doing pretty good. And I don't know if you do notes at all, Julie, but we're always looking for help taking notes. So I'm doing pretty good, and got up really early. Got up really early for the Mercury session, so I'm pretty tired, but I'm really, really, really excited about Julie joining our team and getting help with the finance stuff. So getting some help with the finance work. That's like one of the things that's a big time and like a hole in our team right now is getting more help with the finance work. But I think you'll find that everybody will be willing to work on the finances. We just need, you know, someone to kind of hold the baton. So yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to eating some dinner. You know, I have a few hours right now, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. Like, you know, my interest overall is really just helping people across the world, you know, changing our economic and political and educational systems to be more in line with people's needs and in the whole natural systems of our planet. So yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely possible. So want to work to improve our political, financial, educational infrastructure to be more in alignment with. So Julie, do you want to go ahead and check in? Let us know. The main questions are, you know, how you're doing, and you know where you're from, and of course your life dreams and goals, and you know, anything else that makes you excited. You know, and what makes you excited? Anything else you want to share?
Yes.
Okay, so the floor is yours, Julie. Just let us know more about you.
Yes. Well, I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Actually,
I can take notes, Julie. Like you would take notes when I'm talking,
okay.
and then I take notes while you're talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, doing fine. I'm doing fine. Especially now that I am hired and working with this team. And where you from? I'm from Davao City, Philippines.
I'm in California near San Francisco. And Abdul, where are you?
Yeah, dream goals. Well, my ultimate.
Abdul's in Bangladesh, I believe.
Yeah. Bangladesh.
Can't remember exactly what city, but hopefully he'll let us know. All right, keep going.
Yeah, well, life and dream. My ultimate dream is to have a long-term career working online and to have my own house. Yes, so that's my ultimate goal. What makes me excited to work with you guys, for, hopefully for a long time.
Cool.
Anything else? Yeah. Yes, Jay.
Oh no, I said cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anything else I want to share?
Oh yeah. So it says Abdul is in Kahuna. Kahuna.
Kahuna.
Kahuna.
Hi, Jay. I hear you.
Pretty good.
HUL.
Yes, Abdul. I am from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. Okay. Right.
Yeah, we have people on the team from and we just got our client. This is like our first like big client. The FQN Community Network has been around for over a decade, right? And I've been I'm the founder. I've been slowly building this organization with little to no resources, and it's just been very difficult. And we just got our first like major client a month ago. So we've been building this team, and we're only 1 month old. So we're pretty recent as far as like this new client and all the new activities that are going on. And so basically what we're looking at is there's currently me in California. There's 3 other people involved who are in the United States, but they've been involved for like many years and over a decade. Some of them. And but so they're not very actively involved with like this new client that we have. That there's Abdul in Bangladesh. There's Ulysses in the Philippines. So hopefully we'll be able to connect with Ulysses soon. So we have like Muhammad hasn't really been involved. I don't think he's going to be involved for at least this month. And then we have James and Lucy who are in Kenya. In Africa, and then in the Americas we also have Isaac and Nelly who are in Mexico, and then we have Jorge who's in Colombia, and we have Ana Clara who is in Uruguay. So that's the team.
All right.
Cool. So that's great. Any other questions about our overall goals, what we're doing, why we're doing it? Anything?
Yeah. Question, Jay, but it is related to the work. May I know what is the time tracker application that we're gonna use?
Again, your work hours will be just documented here. I mean, you basically can just report your own hours, right? For the work that you're doing. And we like we basically require like hourly reporting, like to say what you did, on an hourly basis. But it's like you could kind of average it, and it doesn't need to be exact. And some people even do like percentages that we work with, but you lose value if you don't track your hours. You actually lose value. So, for example, if you said over the week I worked about, you know, part time, like, you know, 20 hours a week or whatever, part time. You know, some people do that, but you lose the value. And you'll, as you learn more about the value tracking and how our equity and tokenization systems work, you'll see how it's important to track your hours. And then that's also what we submit to the client. So every time you track your hours, that relates to how much we can bill our client.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Now, thank you.
Cool. Yeah, and you're welcome to use any tracking software you want. You know, Abdul does Upwork, right? And so sometimes he does track his hours on Upwork. And if you do choose to use Upwork, like you're welcome to use Upwork if you want to. And then you could go ahead and use Upwork to track your hours and all that kind of stuff. It's perfectly fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's certainly up to you. But yeah, but if you do Upwork, just know that, you know, there is a multi-year contract there. Have you ever done Outsourcely?
Not yet. Only Upwork.
Okay, just curious. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go through that, and if you have more questions, we'll get it all figured out. But yeah, but you know, for all of our tracking purposes, every time, like here, I'll show you the document that we use to do the sheet for team hours and pay, right? And like we actually typically link this directly into your work reporting doc.
Okay.
So if we go into your work reporting doc, at the top we can put the spreadsheet for team hours and pay. And then we're actually going to link your work reporting doc to, so this would be, we would add you in here. And we add you in here like this, so it'd be Julie, and it'd be global. Your time would be 100% time, 30 hours a week, $300, and then the rest of this, no, this is $300. And this is these $2. So that's the idea for the personnel work tracking and pay sheet. And then you can see here every week. So we would just click on here. This is where I would link your. Oh, whoops, that's all right. So we get your work tracking here, and then we would just go ahead and link that here. So whenever we're tracking hours, so let's say, you know, we go to this week right here, and here's we're in the week of April 30th to May 6th. And let's say I was curious, okay, how much Nelly has worked. I would click on Nelly's work reporting doc. And then I would come over here, and it says she's worked, so we got 2.5, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours, right? So total is 16 hours. So then I would come in here and I would put 16 hours. And then that shows how much she would be paid for the week and that we haven't paid her yet and everything like that. Does that make sense? So it's like really easy.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we have everybody here, and then we can track it all and again get people paid. And the goal always for all of our finances and everything that we do with the value tracking especially is to make everything green. You know, so green is good, yellow is it needs to be looked at and fixed. And then it looks like Muhammad. It looks like we're probably going to get rid of Muhammad here. Delete row. But we do want to add James. So yeah, so these are other tasks. So add Lucy and James. So if we went in here, we go to tasks, link James's work report stock to the weekly pay spreadsheet. Lucy. Those are other tasks that need to happen. Cool. So does that answer your question?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
one question, yeah, because what does it mean, Jay? I read earlier that there's a plus $3 per hour back pay. What does it mean? Because I did not encounter that before.
Yeah,
My
so
previous job.
back pay is equal to,
Yeah.
it's like an IOU, and it is basically paid. It's basically how would you explain? It's basically like an invoice, right? An invoice to be paid in the future, right? But it would be at risk, right? So be at risk, and it technically can be converted into equity, right? If it's not ever budgeted, right? But that would be up to you. So you can hold it in US dollars or whatever currency you want. Or you could choose to convert it into equity if you chose to do that instead. But the idea is that the way that it works here, and let me pull up this the spreadsheet hours again. So let's use it's going really slowly. I'm gonna try to close this out and go to Safari. See if it works better. There we go. That's much better. And then I want our team doc for now. I'll get rid of Firefox. Okay, so let's go over here. So we go ahead and we copy this for Julie. It didn't work so well. Let's try that again. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So let's say Julie worked 30 hours. They would say we get paid $75 for the week, and then we hadn't paid you yet, right? Does that make sense? But let's say you work $40 hours, right? You would get paid. You should be getting paid $100 based on our agreement, right? But what we would do is we would pay you $75 up front, plus you would get $31 of back pay. Right, so this would be your back pay value, right? And what it is it's the it would be 10 hours. Actually, it doesn't actually equate perfectly yet because of these problems. So basically, what you're looking at is you would take the total number of hours, right, minus the total number of hours you're supposed to work. So you'd be 10 hours over, and then you would multiply this by your back pay amount, which is $3, right? And that would be $30. And then what we do is we multiply that by 1.25%. So this would be 1.25. And so it would be $38 of back pay.
Oh.
And so the reason why we do the 25% is so it's actually in our best interest to just pay you the $30 up front so that we don't accrue that additional $8. So if we don't pay you up front, it costs the company, costs the organization $8 because we are giving you an additional 25% on the back pay value. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the ideal is that we would just pay you directly. In your case, because you're working full time, if you end up working above the 30 hours, you're actually would be accruing a time and a half. So technically it would be $450. And so it would actually be $56 of back pay. If you work 40 hours a week, would actually be 56 in back pay. And just so you understand, yes, Abdul?
I completed Lucy and James linking.
Which linking? Oh, excellent. You did Lucy and James. Perfect. Thank you. That is excellent. That's exactly what we need. All right, so you can say done. Abdul. Abdul. Great. All right. Oh, and we have buddy team Jay and Julie. This is good. So one of the things that you need to learn about making these buddy team docs. So I'm going to make sure that our buddy team.
Yes.
And we also need to make the buddy team. This one too is done as well. So this one goes linked to the top up here. And this one gets linked into the global super team. So let's open up the global super team.
I already do that.
Okay, well, it's always going to we double, triple, quadruple check everything. So this would be the Jay and Julie buddy team right here. Jay and Julie. Oh yeah, you did it already. It's right there. Perfect. All right, good job.
It's already upper.
Yeah.
I already do that. Upare.
Yeah. So then the next step here would be actually adding the notes.
Yes.
So for example, here we have Jay and Julie would go into here. So it'd say notes. Jay and Julie for Sunday there. So that tracks our notes. And then additionally, for our buddy team, we would go to Jay, Abdul, and Julie. And we would have notes, and we pop that like that. Okay, that makes sense?
Yeah.
So every time that Jay, Abdul, and Julie, the three of us meet, our notes would be stored here, forever. We would always have that documentation. And whenever we're meeting with somebody else, it would be go in a different place. All right, but we put all of the notes are here as the global super team, so that everybody has access to all of the notes that they might need information about. So they know what happened, or could read the notes or watch the video, right? If they have questions, and then we also have our master task list and our master topic list. And I always like to try to, under tasks, I always try to pop our master task list here. Okay, so let's see, where were we? So we did the back pay convertible to equity. So I think the back pay is pretty clear how that would work. Do you have any other questions on the back pay?
Not so far, Jay. Thank you.
Cool, and we'll go through all of the equity and the global minimum equity, as well as everything else related to back pay and local equity, all this stuff. So there's a whole bunch of equity models that we work for because we're collaboratively owning and working together as a team. Cool. And generally speaking, like, well, I won't go into that. I'll just mention here really quickly, if you go to your public personnel file, right, at the top of that is linked the HR personnel doc. So if I go to our HR support doc here, it has all of our personnel policies. Where are personnel policies? I think it's this one right here. Oh, here we go. The F-Squared Community Network personnel policies, protocols, and guidelines. Our work week is Sunday through Saturday, and our months start from the second Saturday of the month, right? And then I was also going to show here that we have our overtime policies are basically, under 30 hours a week, it's like normal time, but over 30 to 40 hours a week is 1.5 times. And we have a scientific calculation of why it's good to work 30 hours a week or less. Obviously, I'm working like 50 hours a week or whatever. But anyways, if you go over 40 hours a week, you get double time. Over 50 hours a week, it's times 3, you know? So, I mean, at some level, we want to actually prevent people from working too much because it's just unhealthy. But there's certain weeks that come around where it's just a major week. For example, the Saturn session coming up in 2018 will be big. There's also a galactic session coming up in July. So some of those have other times. In addition to this, there's also night. It's not really overtime. It's like bonuses, right? So bonuses, night bonuses. So for example, the when we were talking about the Venus session earlier, Julie, you remember the Venus session? It's like 2 a.m. for you.
Yeah.
So we have a night bonus where basically if it's the middle of the night for you, you would get a bonus for being up in the middle of the night. And I think, I'm not sure exactly, but I think it's something like, 12 midnight to 6 a.m. or something like that. I don't know. So I'll have to look at it. It might be a little bit more. Maybe it's like 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. So it's either between 12 midnight to 6 a.m. or 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. But the point is that if you're working late and it like affects your health, it's like we want to make sure people are getting bonuses for that. But we don't necessarily want to encourage it. So it's not like we're going to get double time or whatever. We just want to make sure people know that they're not being treated unfairly. So this will be a next step. So next steps are things that still need to be worked out. So we can go ahead and add that to our notes here. Let's see, topics and next steps. So bonus structure. It's only certain sessions that would be applicable, which are primarily the primary planetary sessions, like the Venus session, the Mercury session, the full moon session, things like that. All right, so next is any other questions from you, Julie?
Well, none so far.
You're good for now? Okay, so, oh yeah, I know what I was gonna add in the, so we have the master task list, then we have the master topic list. So the master topic list would go under next steps as well as priority topics. So these are all the rest of our topics that we could talk about. And this we're going to add to our topic list. So next steps, these are basically topics that we're not going to talk about today, but that we want to address in the future. And also our video indexing, we like to have that here too, which is this one. So async master training video index. So some ongoing, so these are like ongoing tasks for every section / meeting, right? We want to copy all tasks to the master task list. Copy the video index to the master training video index doc. And want to copy the next steps and topics to the master topic list. And then also we do session / meeting value tracking. And then we also have ongoing tasks. So if you go to the master task list, so every session we try to track the tasks from the previous list, from the previous session. And then eventually the goal is to actually go through it. So these are doc for ongoing tasks. This is the ongoing tasks doc. right? And this can also come up here under tasks. So there's no shortage of tasks. And then from here, I was going to add to this. So this will be our ongoing tasks for every session or meeting. Okay. Cool. And what you'll see is there's a ton of financial ongoing tasks that are just nonstop. So there's let's see where the finance ones are. We're going to start talking about that. So there's value tracking. This is financial. There's compiling worker hours. This is financial. So I call it mainly it's accounting. So umbrella accounting tasks. Umbrella accounting tasks. Value tracking, compiling is also voting and evaluation. And finances, all different types of finances. These are nonstop. Okay, so we're going to start talking about some of the finance stuff now. Any other questions before we get into finances? I'll take that as a no. We're going to do some so finances, and we'll start with the EXA payroll. Okay, you guys ready? Say again. Can you say that again, Julie? Can you hear me, Julie?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Can you hear me, Julie?
Yes.
So Abdul is having some questions about changing his work time and his pay per month, you know, and his that would be done for the next month. So he can propose that for the not this budget, but the budget afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. So and you just do that on your online personnel profile. You just go to your online personnel profile and update it to however you need. Do you want to go through that right now, Abdul? I can go through it right now if you want. Are you still here?
Okay.
Do you want me to go through that right now with you? Abdul?
Yeah.
You do? Yeah?
Yes.
All right, so let's do it really quick. So we're going to do, this will be how to update your pay rate and proposal for work hours. So we're going to do an index here. So we would go like this, and we would check on here, and we can see that we're at minute 43. Right, so we would put here minute 43. Here, hold on 1 second, though. Hey, how you doing, my sweetie? Okay. All right. I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Are you there, Julie?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. Okay, so we're at minute 44. So we're going to go ahead and index that as minute 44. And then the indexing comes up here. So you go to video indexing. We would note here, you know, and Julie's questions. You would note here that it is, let's just copy the whole thing. So we're going to do a quick training on how to update your pay rate and work hours. Obviously, this is an important one for everybody to be able to access. So if they miss it, they'll be able to just go to the training videos. I'll take this to 44 minutes and remove that and link it. Done. So now it's linked to the video if you need ever training on that. So this is a pretty easy process. The first step, step 1, is to go to your work, your online personnel profile. We're going to do Abdul as an example. The global team. And then I would come down to Abdul. Right here.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you see my screen, Abdul? So I'm going to your online personnel profile.
Yes. I see the screen and also hear you.
Yeah. So right now you are approved for April to May, 325 for part-time, 50%. And $5 per hour back pay IU. So then from there, what you would have is, so this would be April, May, right? Basic needs / request. So this one is not approved, but it's fixed, right? Because it's within the month. So whenever you make a change, it has to be at least like 6 to 8 weeks in advance, or at least 1 month in advance. So the May-June budget you wouldn't be able to do, but the June-July budget is far enough in advance that you can change this one, right? So this one is proposed, but not approved. So the June-July budget is where you could make changes, and you could think about when that would start. So let's just write down the policy here. So the policy is that, let's see. So the policy is that you can change your rate to whatever you want to, but it must be at least 1 month in advance of budgeting around for that month. So that would be basically typically be 6 to 8 weeks. So if you look at today, so here's today, the next budget starts on the 14th in like a week. And so obviously you wouldn't be able to make a change for that. But the budget after that would be the second week, would be the 11th of June, right? And so if you go from the 6th to the 11th of June, it's just barely 1 month. And so if you do it soon, you could just barely do that. But basically, once we get like a week from now, you would have to wait, you know, all the way until the next round, which would be July, August. So then it would go July, August. That makes sense? So you can still change this one, and then the July, August one would be the next one. So you can change this to whatever you want, approved until it's put as part of the budget. So let's say you changed it, you're like, you know what, screw it. I want to make $5,000 a month, and I want to work, you know, 25% time. You know, I want to work 5 hours a week. Right? So I work 5 hours a week and make $5,000, right? So you can say that, but that's above our budget. You would just get slashed in our budget really fast, you know? So, you know, anyone can propose whatever they want, but if it's going to fit if it doesn't fit in the budget, then you're cut and you can't change it. So in the context of our budget, the actual decision making on the budget is always based on the rankings. So if we go to the ranking, and right now we're working with the May-June budget rankings. And you can see here, let's pull this up. That's good. You can see here that these would be the rankings. So Heather is the top. So basically, Heather is all of our bosses, right? And Abdul, your immediate boss is Nelly, you know, and so the higher you rank, the more power you would have. Basically, you know, firing and changing the budget, you know. So basically, the people at the bottom are the most susceptible to not being included in the budget. But there is some decentralization in terms of like we have multiple budgets that have slightly different decision making. But overall, you want to be ranked high, the ability to stay in the budget over the long term. So does that make sense, Abdul? In terms of like, you know, if you chose $5,000, it wouldn't be a very good idea. So currently it's $350 for part-time, 50%. So does that make sense in terms of how you would make that change? And additionally, you want it to like, you know, so your ideal pay right now is $350 for part-time. And your ideal time is part-time. So if you want to work full-time, you most likely want to change your ideal time first. So you can change your ideal pay and ideal time right now immediately. So if you know what your ideal time and pay would be, we can update that right now. Do you understand, Abdul? Cool. Yeah. So
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it now if you want to, or just on your own time. Whenever you want to change that, you can change it. You just have access, and you can change it whenever you want. You can't change this or this. These two are unchangeable. So this is fixed, and this is already approved, so it's fixed, and this is already approved. You know, and if you did change those, we would basically be like, you know, sorry, we can't change them. It's already in the budget. You know, it's already proposed. So the next one, the only one you can change is the June, July, and then you could also change the July, August. And you can change your ideal pay, and you can also change your ideal time. All right, cool. So that was good. Let's go back to our notes. Any other questions on the changes? So this is more like 5 to 8 weeks in advance. So step 2 would be, you know, to make the necessary changes to your pay rate for any month that is at least 5 to 8 weeks. For not the current budget proposals, but the month after. Cool. And then the last, they'd also note that this directly affects your team. Oh, and the other thing it's important to note. In terms of, and this is for you, Julie, to make sure you understand as well, is that for our team prioritization, money is only one component of it, right? So in our rankings, we actually have 3, whoops, that's wrong. There we go. So here's our rankings, right? So the actual budgetary rankings is just one component of the ranking. But it's important, especially in relationship to the budgeting, right? But more importantly, we also have our time rankings. So this is something that you can help us with. Is that, you know, we're always going to be updating everybody's time and equity assets and other credits in terms of like their involvement. And this will be a ranking. So the more you contribute and that you're involved in the network, the higher your ranking goes, right? And then the last one is evaluation. Everybody will be evaluated. You know, for both sessions, weekly evals, monthly evals, and then we also do elections. Your evaluations in no way affect whether or not you will get paid or whether or not you'll be fired. It only affects your ranking to how much power you have. So the better your evaluations are, the more power you have to affect the budget. So if you know, if people who get good evaluations don't want somebody in the budget, they could vote to budget, but it's an indirect association. Does that make sense? You guys understand that makes sense, Julie? Julie?
Yes.
Cool. So that'll be next step is the evaluations. Let me call it 720 evaluations. 720 evaluations, and these are also ongoing tasks. So I can add this to the ongoing task list. And again, this is all part of accounting because it all relates to the equity and the valuation. So in the voting, right? So voting and elections is all part of our umbrella accounting. And so this would be updating the rankings and prioritization of members, updating the work hours of team members for prioritization, and updating the we call it the evaluation outcomes. Okay.
Okay.
So these are all additional ongoing tasks that will be happening. All right. And there's one other one. No, let's just look at ongoing meeting tasks. So another ongoing meeting task would be, the check-in number. We do a check-in number, averaging, and log. So we do a tabulation for each of our meetings. Like today we forgot it, but we can do it again now. So let's note that here. So basically, the way this works is part of our check-ins, which we skipped, so we'll go back to it, is we just say like, how are we doing between 0 and 9. So I would say I'm like maybe like a 6, right? And so Julie, how are you doing between 0 and 9, like your general overall feeling and in your life and everything? Between 0 and 9.
Yeah.
Julie, are you there?
Yes. What? May you please repeat that again, please?
Of course. Yeah. So the question is, how are you feeling between 0 and 9? Like as a number. So you said you're doing fine, you're great, but like you want to put it in a number between 0 and 9.
I think 6.
So Abdul's a 6. How about you, Julie?
Me, yeah, still the same.
A 6?
6. Yes.
All right, so we're all at 6, so that makes averaging really simple. So under check-ins, we would say the average number is 6, and then we would log that. And that has to do, it also relates to our decision-making and how important decision-making. If we're all feeling terrible, then the decision is like, are we in the right mindset to make that decision? Does that make sense? Cool.
Yes.
All right, so any other questions on all the stuff that we just went through, like the updates and everything? Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and index.
None so far for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and index the finances. So we're at minute 59, right? And if we do 20 minus 59 minus 20 is 39. So that would be. Then we do 60 minus 39 is, so it would be 8:21. So for the video indexing, we always like to have the start time. So it started at 8:21 Australia time. This is UTC 46. And so right now we know we're at minute 59. So I can index this for 59 minutes. And then I come up here to our Video indexing, so this is finances and exa payroll. And this would be minute 59. All right, so let's go for it. So the first
Hi
thing,
there.
yes, Abdul?
Can we check the time and equity asset spreadsheet today?
Sorry, say again.
Can we check the time and equity asset spreadsheet to make sure is that all correct?
It's not the priority right this second. Umbrella accounting tasks. But let's add it to our priority. We'll see if we get to it. Okay, so I'm going to add it to here. So this is another topic, and we would say here this is the time and equity assets spreadsheets. Okay, so we'll see if we get to
Yes.
it. But first, we're going to do our finance training, and then we're going to go through some of the tasks and next steps from yesterday, and maybe get a little bit of the budget, and then we'll do the equity asset spreadsheets. Okay? I don't know if we'll get that far,
Yes.
but we'll try.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing it up. Otherwise, you would forget.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into these finances. So the first thing I wanted to note here is that in general, there's a lot of ongoing umbrella financial tasks. So ongoing umbrella accounting tasks. Ongoing. And it's important to note that so I use the term accounting for everything that has to do with finances, and the reason is because financial tracking, and the reason is because accounting is in the present. So I like to have a little clarity on the vocabulary. So accounting is the present. Finances are the past. So this is reviewing what was spent, right? Present accounting is how much money do we currently have? And then, of course, budgeting is the future. What are we going to spend our money on? Okay, does that sort of make sense as far as like the difference between accounting, finances, and budgeting?
Yes.
So in the context of accounting, we use the term accounting as an overall umbrella for all finances. It also umbrellas our voting and evaluation systems because that is really just a tabulation. Anything that's tabulating all of our value tracking, it's all part of accounting because you're just accounting it all in the present to see currently what our assets are both into the future and into the past. And so it's technically, it all takes place in the present. Even though certain aspects of it relate to the past and other aspects relate to the future. But in the end, it all comes back to the present. Because the reason why we want to know what happened in the past and the direction we're going into the future is so that we're able to better, okay? So
Yes.
the next thing here is we're going to go through, and let's just cover these. So value tracking really quickly is basically, oh, and let's create a doc for this. So I think we might actually have a finance doc already. Let me check here. So if I go to FQN Community Network, projects, finance, accounting. No, we need an accounting doc. So if you could do that, Abdul, that would be great. So this will be a task. Create, whoops. Get bigger. Create a accounting doc. All right, so value tracking is basically what we call contribution credits. We're going to do some value tracking in meetings, like it includes meeting value tracking, session, right? Session/meeting value tracking, as well as contribution tracking. It goes on and on and on. This is one of the primary things we're being hired by our client to do. Into that in lots and lots of detail over many, many months and years. Compiling the worker hours into the spreadsheet. This is basically just payroll to be able to track the hours that people have worked so that we're able to pay them properly. Voting and evaluation. This has to do with our elections, our community elections, and our 720 evaluation systems. It's basically the same thing. We're always evaluating each other based on not like saying that they're bad, but basically saying on who do we want to represent us and make decisions on our behalf. The next thing is general financial tracking. This is obviously just lots of spreadsheets. We also use bank statements and other forms. It's basically just like what was the money spent on, and it's just there's so much detail in this. It's just endless. Like I don't know if we're ever even gonna catch up. I mean, there's years of financial tracking to deal with. And then the other thing of financial tracking is this. It's called reconciliation. But reconciliation does finish, so it's not an ongoing task. But it's important to understand reconciliation. So reconciliation is when you have more than one organization or a legal tax entity within the same bank account or wallet. So basically you don't know how much money you actually have, right? So even though there is, let's say, $1,500 in the bank account, right? You're not sure how much of that money is part of organization A versus organization B. So reconciliation of an account is the process of determining how much money of the $1,500 goes to pot A or pot B. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Are you guys on the same? Are you guys following me?
Yes.
Great.
Sorry.
Okay. So
the mic is on.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
So the next thing is updating the rankings and prioritization of team members. This is an ongoing task. It's just like just data entry, right? Updating the work hours of team members, data entry, updating the evaluation outcomes. I think this is pretty much the same thing. Oh no, this is different. It's slightly different. It's related but different. So we'll put it all here. So this has to do with personnel. So personnel. Information and updating. Of accounting and tabulation. And then this, right, all of this part is really like general monetary tasks, right? All of this stuff here. And obviously voting, evaluation, and elections is kind of like its own thing. So there's like three main categories of accounting: general monetary accounting, personnel information and updating, and accounting, and then voting and evaluation. So does everyone understand generally what's included as part of accounting and finances?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So now we're going to go into some details about our client. So our client that's paying us the money is they're a multi-organizational entity. They have a lot of accounts, they have a lot of wallets, and they have a lot All right, we are back. Sorry about that, man. What a bummer. Okay, so let's see if we can get the Skype call back and going here. Join call. Hello, I'm back.
Great, thank you.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
My internet went down. It does that every once in a while.
No problem.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Cool. All right. So basically from here where we were is yes,
I don't see your screen.
You can't see my screen?
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
You can see it or you can't see it? Can you see my
I can't see it.
You can or you can't?
I can.
Can?
I don't think of Abdul if he can view your screen, Jay.
You can also try going to the Google Hangouts live. No, let me try redoing it. Hold on one sec. Sometimes re-logging in is the answer. Any luck here? Did it help?
I cannot see it now.
You can't see my screen?
Okay. I can see it now.
Can you see my screen, Abdul?
No.
No, huh? I don't know. Did you try the Google Hangouts?
I don't try.
Well, you should give it a try. Because we gotta keep going here. So let's see, keep going. Close. Don't try. Don't try what? Please do try. It should work. You can also view the live stream on YouTube. So there's at least 3 places that you can see my screen right now, Abdul. Either on the Google Hangouts or the live stream or on Skype. I don't know why you can't see it on Skype though. But let's keep going, okay? We're ready to move on? So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the EXA. And we need to so this is gonna be EXA payroll. payroll and finances. So heading, what do we got here? Okay, Jay, cool. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna keep going here. So exit payroll and finances, we need to index this. So we started at 8:21. So we go to 9:21 is 1 hour, and it's 9:41, so it's 1 hour and 1 hour and 20 minutes. Am I kidding? So exit payroll and finances, 1 hour 20 minutes. And we add this here. Copy, paste. This would be 1 hour 20 minutes. Cool. So this would be a general accounting and finances introduction. And now we're getting the exit payroll and finances. Okay, so I'm the treasurer about 3 to 4 organizations. I'm not going to list them now because it's not directly applicable, but the biggest one is the Econaut Partnership. And the Econaut Partnership is responsible for $300,000 in Bitcoins. It's a lot of money. And this is what pays us. These are the people who pay us. They pay us, which is very good. And since I'm the treasurer, I technically can get to pay ourselves, which is kind of cool, right? So in the context of basically, in the context of how it functions, you have, Abdul, I think you're getting echoed here. Where are you, Abdul? Oh, you're here. Good. That's good. Excellent. Thank you for muting. All right. So in the context of understanding the bigger picture, with the value tracking and the whole what's called the EXA network, we are responsible for, it's basically about $2 to $3 million token budget, right? And so the tokens are basically just like the type of equity. It's like a cyber currencies, right? Currency budget. And so it's not like real money directly. It doesn't have direct value or exchangeability yet. Julie, do you understand the idea of cyber currencies and tokens and Bitcoin?
Yes.
Cool.
For the Bitcoin.
Yeah, so we do a lot of that. You'll be learning more about all of the different things with Bitcoin and cyber currencies. But basically, like, we have $300,000 that we oversee in real money, which is Bitcoin. And we get paid in Bitcoin, and we pay pretty much everybody in Bitcoin. And then we additionally oversee a $2 to $3 million budget that's only all in tokens and cyber currencies. And this is part of what's called our value tracking. We're tracking the value of contributions, and the contributions are then issued in tokens instead of actual real money. Okay. So we're going to start getting into the payroll systems. Do you guys have any questions so far?
None so far.
Great. So the main wallet we're currently using for tokens is blockchain.info is the one I currently have access to. We also have the ability to use Electrum. We use Electrum. But because it's a cyber organization, the Economic Partnership is a cyber organization. It doesn't use Coinbase or anything. You have to have verification. But we also use Coinbase and other forms of ones where you have to have a verified legal identification, either as an individual citizen or as a company with like an LLC paperwork or articles of incorporation. But with blockchain.info, you can just be a cyber organization. You don't actually need to have a legal brick and mortar. So whenever we're doing logins and we're coordinating a lot of this Bitcoin and blockchain stuff, especially with like payroll, we're dealing with a lot of personal identifiable information. So we go ahead and stop the screen share. So I'm gonna stop presenting the screen sharing, and that will be fine for at least the live feed. Cool. And then from there, with the Skype, I just have to stop the screen share for when I'm dealing with the passwords. But once I get in, I can show you everything as long as it's not a password. So over time, we'll get better at, toggling between private information and public information. And if we make mistakes, we have to go and blur it out in the videos, which is the next step. Okay, so let me try to add that to next steps here. Blur videos. Blur videos. All right. So where was I? I just need to grab the login information. Bear with me here. Are you still there, Julie?
Yes, I'm here.
Cool.
I just put my mic on mute so that lesser background noise.
Great. Yeah, that's always good to do. All right, so let's see here. So need to get email verification. It's actually quite quite an involved process. There's like 3 steps to log into the account. Eventually, we'll have to train people on how to get access to the accounts as we get more treasurers and other people involved with at least our internal FQN community network accounts. So I'm waiting for the email verification. There we go. Here's the email verification. So I click on that. And now it has approved the email verification. So then I have to do the last bit, which is the authenticator. So I get the authenticator going. And I can log in. Great. Okay, so now that we're logged in, I can go ahead and turn back on both screen shares. So I get the live feed going on here and get our Skype back on. Let's see, screen share. Oh wait, we need to see if we can get Abdul back in here too. So how do we do that? Can we add someone? Add people. Abdul, add. All right, hopefully that works. How much waiting? Yeah, probably another 40 minutes or so. All right. Hi, Abdul. Okay, so here's the Bitcoin wallet. A couple interesting things to note here is that this particular wallet is new. We have our security center going on. You can see that there's been some transactions here. What is this button? Let's click on that. Export history. So 2017, 2904, 2017, 265. Let's try it. Last time I did this, it didn't work. Open with numbers. Opening. All right, so this worked pretty good. Excellent. Cool. Okay, so close that. All right, so a lot of our accounting processes are going to be going into the wallets, downloading the history, and then uploading that into a spreadsheet. So what we need to, the most important thing to have here is if we go, is the finance document. So if we go into, America's network, and we pull up the project, we're going to go to project finance, and I'm going to just go ahead and copy and paste our finance doc directly into our notes. And then under project finance, we have, all right, this is not what I was looking for. There's supposed to be an, oh, I think maybe it's under the global. I think there might be a separate global one because now I made another finance doc. Let's see if I can find it here. Finance project doc for the EXA client. Okay, so this is the doc that we really want, and we want this linked to here. So the top, this would be the EXA finance project doc. All right, so global super team, and the this would be the finance. This would be the FQN Community Network Finance doc. So we like to make sure things are all linked so it's easy to find. If you need it, that's part of our filing system. So basically the goal here is to get all the spreadsheets set up, right? So this particular account, we would call the, this would be like the VZ Economic Partnership blockchain.info wallet. Okay, and this is what we're using for the first payroll. So we would pull up a, well, actually, no. This is not what we're going to use for the first payroll. So this would be a different one. So this would be Economic Partnership wallet, first payroll. And then in here we would say, you know, blockchain.info account. And this is the VZ Economic Partnership account. Okay, and there could be multiple wallets within a single blockchain account. Okay. Did I get a notification here? Please call me again. I hereby can't see your screen. Yeah, let's see. I'm just going to try to recall both of us. One sec, Julie.
Okay.
Huh, it's not letting me quit. Maybe that, there it goes. So recall. Are you there, Abdul? All right. So I'm starting the screen share again, see if that works. Okay. All right, so so the main thing I'm trying to show here is that basically it's very, 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 very important to be tracking all the finances. So I'm going to go to FQN Community Network. No, actually, I'm just going to go into EXA. So I'm just going to go into EXA because this is an EXA document, you know? I'm just going to put it in the EXA folder. It doesn't really matter where it resides because we do everything with links. So it's going to be a Google spreadsheet. And this is going to be this VZEP blockchain.info wallet. And I'm going to go ahead and pop that right there. And actually, it could be the whole account. No, let's do separate. So this is one account, okay? And we're going to be doing some reconciliation here. This is going to be a reconciliation account, reconciliation. All right, so we can also note that here that this account came from VZ Coinbase closure. So the Coinbase account was closed. It was transferred to this new blockchain.info account. All right, so then I take all this data right here. I would just go ahead and copy all of this and paste it into Google Spreadsheets. Everything's going to bring Google Spreadsheets. This has the amount of Bitcoin. It has the value of the Bitcoin in US dollars. It has the value of what it was at the time that I downloaded this. The exchange rate for at the time I downloaded it, and it has the time here. And then it has the actual transaction ID. And then it also has notes. Okay, so you can note here this was a test, right? And this was the transfer from Coinbase, right? And there was 3 transfers all at once. Okay, and this was the date of the actual transfer. Whoops, that's weird. I think I can like center that or something. Cool, that's a little better. All right, so that's pretty much you know, all I'm really asking is just to get the data into the spreadsheet, and I'll review quickly you know, how this is going to work. So basically, you know, I'm going to download dozens, you know, dozens and dozens of spreadsheets, and you would go to this document. So let me make sure this is in the notes here. So I go back to, oops, those are not our notes. Buddy team. All right, so you would wait, and let me make sure. Wait, so paste that. Make sure. So this is the project finance exit project finance doc. So copy, and this is going to be the exit project finance doc. And so basically, I'm going to be uploading dozens of spreadsheets and files, as well as you know, bank statements, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there's going to be tons of them. Statements. And what we need to do is we need to get them into Excel spreadsheets, right? And you can make as many Excel spreadsheets as you need to. The main thing is having it organized. So if you click on this link, this is where all of the documents will reside. So for example, you click on here, right? You can see the Coinbase and ItBit. So here's Coinbase. Here's a whole bunch of spreadsheets. Each one's individual. Each one should really become its own Google spreadsheet. And over time, we can combine them and figure out what's going on with it. I mean, we don't even know what this data is. We just need to figure it out. Oh, whoops. Let me go back. Okay, so we come in here. This is VZMock, so this is ItBit. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different spreadsheets, right? So you can see here in under Project Finance, I did 1. So Coinbase Transaction Report 1, right? So I probably should even put the name of the file to make sure it's really clear. So if I go into here and I go to Coinbase, obviously this is the first one, the first file, and we're going to double, we're going to triple check it, we're going to quadruple check it to make sure that it's the correct file and everything, right? So I could say here this is the raw file, right? And these are Google spreadsheets. So Google spreadsheets. So the goal is simply to take this file. If you click on it, it would download, right? Account BJC vault timestamp. This is odd. Huh. You know, so sometimes there's going to be problems and it's not going to work. So, you know, it just depends on the situation. Maybe sometimes you need to click option, and now it downloaded. See? So now it downloaded over here. I'll be able to open it right here. See? So that's the Coinbase, and it just downloaded it. And then I can open it. It would open in numbers, and then I can copy and paste it into a Google spreadsheet like I just did with this one. Okay? So that's pretty much it. You know, that's like all that we really need to happen to get things started. From there, there's obviously a lot more in terms of understanding what the money is, what the description is, how it was used. Are you still there? You've been, okay, I got logged out. Bummer. Okay, so we're gonna deal with that in a little bit. Okay, so are there any questions on this particular process?
Not so far, Jay. I understand everything.
Cool. Nice. So so a couple processes here. So these are, so the overall, let's like check on the overall goal. So the overall finance goal is to you know, it's two things. One part is to get the spreadsheets on Google Docs, right? Or get the financial information on Google Docs, right? That's like one step. The next step is really to organize the financial information, by account and date. And then step 3 is to categorize each individual line item so that we know what the money was spent on and whose money it is, right? And this is all part of the reconciliation process. So that's one set of goals. That's kind of like our overall finance goal. And then from here we'll be able to do. Then we can do all different sorts of things. We can do taxes. We can do future projections based on the data. I mean, there's so many things. There's dozens and dozens of things we can do once we have all the finance data in the spreadsheets itself. So then the other overall thing that we're going to be doing is I guess that's the overall goal. So the processes. There's 2 processes that I just went over, right? The first process is so 2 processes. One was getting the downloading. So it's going to be downloading and getting the actual data / spreadsheets, right? And so there's many different ways to do this, right? One way to do this would be, actually, if I have access to the account, Jay can open the account and download the data. Right, so that's one way to do it. If I don't have access to the account, we need to ask the person who does have access to get us the data, right? To get us the bank statements or the spreadsheets or whatever. And then typically they would email this to us. They email it to us, right? So that's how you get the data. That's how we download or get the data. And then the next process is process 2. This is process 1. Getting the data. Process 2 is transferring the data into Google spreadsheets. So from here, the second part of this is to upload the raw data into a server, so it's accessible. There's just too much for me to be able to do it all by myself. So we need to share it. And then from here, you can access the raw data, and then you would download it yourself, and then open it, and then copy and paste to Google Spreadsheets. And most importantly is to then link the new spreadsheets to the Exit Finance doc. And again, the location of the Exit Finance doc is right here. Here's the list of the Google spreadsheets. There could literally be dozens or hundreds of them. I mean, who knows how many we'll end up with in the end. It doesn't matter how many there are. We just need to make sure we have all the data. So this is the next one here. Okay. So are there any questions on what we went through so far? I just kind of reviewed it.
Yeah, it's clear now, Jay.
Cool. All right. So now the next step is going to be basically I'm going to re-log in, and then we're going to go over what we would call it's basically like let me open up this. So I'm going to re-log into the blockchain account, right? And then we're going to start going through payroll processes, right? So payroll processes are a little bit different but similar, and then we're going to start learning about live financing because live financing is the only way to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share really quick so that I can get the password. All right, let me just log in right away. That's excellent. All right, so let me restart. Let me close this, quit, and restart the screen share. Start, okay. Can you see my screen now, Julie?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so now we're back into the wallet. You know, we went through the transactions that currently exist, which obviously there's not a lot of them. And then what we're going to do here is we actually have to create a new account. So what happens here is we would do addresses, and right here it's called My Bitcoin Wallet. We want to try to keep everything. It currently has 95.64 Bitcoins in it, right? We want to try to keep everything very organized, right? So in this case, we're going to try to call it exactly what we're calling it. We're calling it the VZEP wallet, right? So this is going to be, we're going to manage it. Right, no, we're not. We're going to go back. I'm going to click on it. Manage, more options, edit name. So it's going to be, this is going to be the VZEP wallet. All right, now we're going to rename that. And this is the VZEP wallet, you know, from the Coinbase closure, right? And that's going to be the same thing, okay? So from here, we're going to create a new wallet. So the way we do that is we go to our addresses, and we say add, and this would be a new wallet. And the name of this new wallet would be, it's going to be the Econaut Partnership payroll wallet, right? So put the name there. So let's do Econaut Partnership payroll, right? Great. All right, and this has 0 Bitcoins in it right now. And we certainly want to have a lot more Bitcoins in it. So next thing now we need to do is we need to do a transfer, right? So the way that you do a transfer is you go to transactions, and we want to say send. We want to go from our wallet here, and we want to go to our other wallet, right? And you know, we basically just want to transfer the total amount. So the way this works is we know how much money we want to transfer because we know exactly how much money needs to be done. So the easiest way to do this is I would just go to our clients. So here's a list of all our clients. Our active pay clients, like I say, is our top client. Right now, opening up their main doc. So now this is the XMO main doc, and I go to project payroll. And from here, I'm opening up the Bitcoin approvals and payments by month. Right, and this is going to tell me exactly how much money is going to be spent. And it's $66,178 in payroll right now. I can look up the value of Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is $1,555.62. So I can go 1,555.62. And I can take this number and divide it by that and get 43 Bitcoins. So I need 42.54 Bitcoins to pay all the payroll of our current payroll for EXA. So I'm going to transfer from the VZEP wallet, which is not the Econaut Partnerships wallet, to the Econaut Partnership payroll wallet, right? Because this wallet needs to be reconciled. We don't know how much of this money is the Econaut Partnerships and how much of it is the VZ entities, right? So we're going to transfer just the amount that we know that we need. And in this case, the easiest thing to do would be to transfer, I would say to transfer like 44 Bitcoins. So we're just going to go ahead and transfer 44 Bitcoins. It's about $68,000, right? 66,068. Okay, cool. And that gives us a little buffer. And so this is simply a transfer. Oops, transfer to transfer to Econaut Partnership for payroll. This is May payroll. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click the next step here. And then this is really nice because it's like, you know, it's an internal transfer, so there's almost nothing you can do wrong in the situation because you're going from one wallet to the other wallet. It's super simple. It's going to cost us 42 cents of fees. And this is an important number because it's one of the only places to get it. So we're going to go ahead and send that. And transaction is being confirmed. Okay, so that should be fine. So one thing we want to note here in our finance spreadsheet that we just made, so I'm going to go ahead and open this, is so typically I do them at the bottom, right? So this would be Saturday, May 6th. I would say 2017. Well, let's just do it like this. So Saturday, May 5, 6, 17. And the time doesn't really matter, but we could say 10, 11. And we're going to do a transfer. Transfer amount of Bitcoin was 0.00, and this is a fee. So the actual note, or this is the description. Description, this is a fee. Right, and this is one of the only ways to actually get the fees. Like, we need to learn more about how to track how much the fees are costing us. And this is age. Oh, let's just stick with here. So I'm going to use, let's say, PM American time. All right, so how much value of this? The exchange rate we would get here as well. So transferred, done, done, done. Let's see, transactions. I think I can, pending. I can open up more. So there's 44 Bitcoins. So as far as I know, it would be just like this. It would be 44 Bitcoins. It would actually be negative 44 Bitcoins, right? And typically you'd have a balance. So this is kind of a mess, but let's, like, if we go in here, insert to the left, again, insert to the left. So we're trying to clean this up a little bit. So this would be, actually I would even do another one. All right, so this would be the balance. So this would be equal to, and you can see this was actually the first transaction, so it's actually backwards, but we'll have to deal with that later. So this is going to be equal to this, right? And then this is equal to this plus that. And then I can just go ahead and pull it all the way down. All right, so, and this is all Bitcoin, amount in Bitcoin, balance in Bitcoin. And so all of this we want to be in numbers. And I like to have a couple extra figures for Bitcoin. So we went from 95 to 51. So if we open our settings and we go to our addresses, we should see here this one has 51.64 Bitcoins. 51.64 Bitcoins. It's a little bit off. Not sure why this says 64.055 and this one says 64.000. So, you know, we'll have to figure that out. This one is just exactly 44 Bitcoins, okay? So what happens here now is that we're creating another spreadsheet for payroll. And the easiest thing to do here is, like, you know, because this is actually a reconcile situation, it's best to go ahead and just create a whole new transfer to economic partnership. Okay, this is a fee. Awesome. All right. So you can. So I go into transactions. So this is the transaction. The question is, can I see it pending pre-conservations? What is this? Verify on block. So let's take a look at it. So if I click on here, it should open the transaction. It says, you know, relay, blockchain view, tree type, the total input, total output, fee per byte, estimated, transacted. Yeah, I don't even know what this means. All right, anyways, Bitcoin is extremely confusing because, oh, and the craziest thing about it is that it's literally, you know, you do it and it can never change. It's like it's done. So why this says 79.99, I don't know. It's probably because it's mixing it up with previous transactions. But obviously this one's correct, the 44 Bitcoin. Let's try clicking on this. Right, 44 Bitcoin, one transaction. This looks correct, right? And the transactions, I mean, I would assume this is the transaction number. So we would go ahead and put that in here. But again, it doesn't tell us the fee. Unconfirmed transaction, 44 Bitcoins. And the only problem is that we don't know what the fee is, which is why I copied and pasted the fee earlier, because that's the only way to get the fee. All right, so what I'm trying to show you here is that you could actually be helping, fill out the financial data in real time as we're doing it, especially with the fees, because the fees can be complicated, and actually making sure it all is done correctly. So I think that's pretty much it on this particular transaction, but we have plenty more transactions to go. So that's that one. We got it started. So then the next thing, so now that we have our account, this is now the account that we're going to be using with the 44 Bitcoins to actually do the payroll, right? So currently it says it's still pending, so we're going to have to wait for it to actually complete before we can start spending that money. Typically it takes about 10 to 20 minutes. Okay. In the meantime, we can see, yeah, really?
Yes.
Did you have a question?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, and so in the meantime, you certainly could be starting to upload all these spreadsheets and get these documents into Google Docs, because that's something we could just be doing right now while we're waiting. Another thing that I can do is I can actually look to see if, like Vienna said that she was going to send me additional for that specific account. And I'm not sure if she ever actually did. So that could be another task. So no, I don't have anything here. Let me also check my other account, Jay's Life. So Alex up there, so in the world. The picture, Coinbase, no. Vienna Invitation Finance, no. No. Okay. So nothing. All right, so this will be a next step. So we add to go to our project finance for Exa project finance. And we're going to add down here below, we're going to do next steps, and tasks. So contact Vienna and bug her about getting us more financial data from her accounts that she controls. Right, so I can just easily give you her email. You could send her emails. You could, talk to her. I'll even send you her email right now. So let's go here. Vienna at Exa. All right, so I would say that that's primarily for, this would be for Julie. Hey, Juliet, so that would be a task to keep asking Vienna for more information. So we could get, dozens of from just from her. Cool. So so now the next step here is we're going to start going into the payroll stuff. So I'm going to show you a little bit more about how the payroll works. So we know how much money everybody in the payroll is going to get, right? So these are all the accounts that are going to go on the payroll, and they've all been approved. This is who approved their payments, and this is like, yes, they were approved. Did we send the money? No, we haven't sent the money. Are we going to send the money? Yes, and the deadline is Monday. So the goal is to get everybody paid by Monday. These two lines right here is us. So wait, no, that's not right. This line This line is us here. So this is my pay. I'm getting paid $1,900. Going to for the contract that I have for the legal stuff, right? And then this is the contract for us and all the professional operations, including all the finances. So it's $3,100. I actually get two finances. This will be the one to send email. Yes. Let's have Julie do it, but you guys should support each other. You guys are basically like a buddy team, right? And so, you guys are working together. But since Julie, we want her to help take on some of the financial stuff, we can have her get started with it, and then we can all be helping each other. And there's no need to do it right away. You can even draft an email. We can look at it together and make sure it's all correct, everything. And so that and so one of the steps here. I mean, we could even brainstorm, right? So brainstorm the number of accounts and information that we need from Vienna. And we could also talk about how are we going to get it from her? So like the easy answer to this question is like if we simply send her an email, we're not going to get what we need from her. We're going to need to send her dozens of emails, maybe even a single email for each account that we need to get information from her. I don't know. I mean, there's so many accounts. I can show you a little bit on the actual accounts. So if we went to the finances and budgeting, these are all the different budgets. One is the actual accounts, right? And this isn't even, yeah, this is it. Huh, it's weird. Not happy. Transferred pending. Pending. So let's say we try to send some money. We try to send money. Send money. We try to send money from here. Let us? I think it might let us because we did an internal transfer. So that would be pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and play around with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to send money internally. All right, so escrow accounts accrual. All right, so these are all the different accounts. These are the economic partnership accounts. These are all the third-party accounts, and VZ Enterprise, Vienna, and Zachary is VZ, okay? You can see how there's Bitcoin, there's Ether, there's US dollars, there's a lot of information here. There's a lot of counts, there's a lot of institutions. It's literally the most insane thing I've ever had to deal with, and all of it is just a mess. We have no idea how much money we have. We just don't know anything. It's just insane. So let's go ahead and close that, and we'll come back to it. But we do have a list. This is a list of the accounts. So we need to be like, Vienna, have you sent us the personal checkings for Wells Fargo data yet? Vienna, have you sent us the GDAX for the Ethereum wallet of Zachary's account? Vienna, have you sent us the Coinbase account, right? Vienna, have you sent us the Economic Partnership Escrow Savings One Electrum account, right? So we can just ask her over and over and over again. And make sure this is copied into our project finance. So this is a list of the accounts that we know about that we need to get for Vienna. And there are a lot of those accounts. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn off. So here's the Bitcoin payments. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the live broadcast for my screen share. I mean, we'll still talk, but you can hear the voice, but you just won't be able to see it. So I turn off my screen share, and we're going to go into a document that's a little more, how would you say, private. So this is what's called the payroll Bitcoin wallet deposit addresses. And this is only for managers can access this. So, all of these addresses are actual, like they're basically like bank account numbers. So obviously if you have a bank account number, you can't really like just steal someone's money. You'd actually have to break into their bank account. So this isn't like, passwords or anything. So it's not like that secure, but generally speaking, because we have the names of the people next to the addresses, it's not good to share that information. So we can kind of like, get rid of that in case some of this did, sneak into somebody's, screen. But generally speaking, the goal is to not share any personal, identifiable, verifiable information, including, but not against bank account numbers. And so these would be considered bank account numbers just like anyone else's. All right, so Zach and Iena, I'm going to take this one and also say here. And boom, and yellow. Okay, so the key thing here in terms of payroll is that all of these addresses are not verified. So only half of the addresses have been verified. So that means that if I wanted to send money to any of these addresses, I could just send it because I know the money will get there, right? But these addresses, if one little number was wrong and I'm sending them $10,000 or $5,000 or whatever amount of money and it's wrong, poof, that money is gone forever. So it's really important to verify the address with a few dollars before you actually send them the rest of the money. Okay? So the way this works is I would just copy the ID wallet here. I would open up the account. I would say send money. And I want to send it from the payroll account. And I would paste the address. And then I'm just going to do a couple bucks, like maybe $2.50 or whatever. Let's see, 2.5 Bitcoin is $3,000, right? So obviously that's not right. We want to send 0.001618 Bitcoins. That's a little more realistic. And this is just a test, right? Test for, you could say like the person's name if we wanted to, but we don't really even care. We just want to test it to make sure that it works. Oh, it's good to put the name. So this is test for 7. Test for 7. So next step. So it's going to tell us the fee, right? So it's going to take a total. So we're transferring 1618 Bitcoin, right? And it's going to take a total. It's going to cost us 0.000271 Bitcoin, right? About 41 cents. And so the total transaction is going to be this amount. Okay, so this is the part that needs to go in the transaction log, right? So we're going to create a new Google spreadsheet. And we're going to link it to here, and it's going to be this Econaut Partnership Wallet, right? So this one's actually going to be done in real time, right? We're actually going to have it correct from the very beginning, unlike almost all of the other ones, right? So the Econaut Partnership Wallet for the first payroll, right, is going to be linked to here. So let's just go ahead and copy that, bring it over here into the spreadsheets, right? And then we're going to share it, copy, and bring it into here and link. Okay, so the first thing we know we can do is we can take this transaction right here of 44 Bitcoin, right? And we can just go ahead and paste that into here, right? So we have the date, we have the time, we have the type of transaction, and we have the amount in Bitcoin, and then we have our balance. And this is our balance in Bitcoin, right? So here's our transaction. We're going to transact, oops, we don't need the Bitcoin, we just need the number. So then we're going to do this much here. And this is going to be a test, right? And then there's going to be a fee. And so this is the fee. And these are both negative numbers. So it's going to be negative, it's going to be negative. It's going to be the same date. And this is going to be equal to that. And remember, this is a positive number over here because it's 44 positive Bitcoin. This would be equal to this minus that. And go like that. Okay? So this is all stuff that you can help out with. So now we're going to go ahead and send this. And we know it's about $2.50. So over here we could say, US equivalent. So this is about $2.50. This is about 41 cents. And this is about 68,000 dollars. We need to double check that. So anytime we're not sure about something, we put it in yellow, right? But we pretty much know for sure that this is 250, that's 41. Because that's for sure, and it's sent, and it's pending. Okay? So then we're going to go ahead and do it again. All right, so we want to send from the economic power. I think one thing I can do is, like, if I go into settings and go to addresses, I can make this one the default. So if I manage, right, I should be able to make default. And now it's the default, right? So this is our main wallet. This is like a secondary wallet that we would prefer not to have to deal with. All right, so back to transactions. We're going to send, right, money to the next one, which is this one here. So we're going to copy, and we're going to paste. And then we want to send $2.50. It's a test for, and we'll put the name here. It's Hadi. Next step. So it's $2.50. This is the total. And we forgot here, we want to put the time. This is 10:30 p.m. America's time. This is 10:33 p.m. America's time. Right? And oh wait, no, this is the same. So then this is going to be test and fee. Right? So it's the test, and this is the fee. Copy. It's going to be exactly the same amount. It has to be the same date, but it's a different time. So it's going to be this time. Okay. Are you guys still there? You guys following me here? We are on the same page. Although see how it went the wrong direction is because these are negative and we did positive. So it's important to make sure that you're doing it negative. Julie, are you there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, cool. So you should try to make sure you can get.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You should try to make sure you can get onto these spreadsheets.
I'm sorry?
You should make sure you can get onto these spreadsheets, like to join me on these spreadsheets. Right.
Oh, on the spreadsheet, okay.
Oh no, what happened? Okay.
May I have the link, please? Have you sent the link?
Are you on our notes for today?
Let me. Yes, I'll check it. One moment.
So then this is part of just like learning how to get to these places, right? So we have our notes for today. If you go to the bottom of the notes for today, we have the EXA project finance doc. And we can also add this directly to your main doc. So if I go to Julie's main doc, under Julie's main doc, we have finances and value tracking. We could add the EXA project finance doc, okay? That's right there on your main doc as well. Are you following me? Does that make sense? 1551. So,
Yes.
Bitcoin value 1,551. This is about the value of Bitcoin right now while we're doing all these transactions. Oh, there's a fee here. All right, so this would be this one. Oh. It's very, very confusing. So anyways, it's very, very hard and confusing to understand all this Bitcoin stuff, which is why it's best to do it in real time, right? Because like, and we're also going to need to bring in, the future data when we export it, because that might bring us more information as well. But anyway, so let's just keep going and doing all these tests. So I'm gonna go to the next test, send from payroll. Oh, and the other thing I can be doing simultaneously here is this one's now a yes, and this one's now a yes. Right? Actually, it's not a yes. I sent it, right? So this is still a no and no, but I sent it. So maybe we could have in here to the left. This would be sent test, question mark. So yes, yes. It's going to be green. And the rest of it's no. Obviously, these are all yes. So whenever we're doing these processes, we try to be extremely organized about it. So we're always tracking and things become green as you're going through them. So we're going to do the next one here. We are going to paste it. We're going to send $2.50. Okay, this is a test for Laura. And next, we're going to track how much we're sending. So I'd come back over here. We're going to be negative that. And this, the fee is negative this number, like that. So this is the test and the fee. I guess we could say the name, test for Ellie, test for Harvey. I guess there's a somewhere else we have the description. So balance. Maybe the description should just go right here to the right. So this would be the description, Ellie, Harvey. This is at 10:39. Yes. Cool. So, obviously you can see that getting some help with this would be extremely useful, as it's just like a lot of information. So this is 42 cents now. So you can see over here, this should be 42 cents. And it's ready to send. So we're going to go ahead and send that. Transactions being confirmed. All right. Keep on going. So sent. And it's still 1553. So it's going up a little bit. 1553. That's why it was like a little more expensive to send it. So 42 instead of 41. Time here is the same. The date is the same. All right. So these are things that you could be helping with while I'm doing it. So this is a transfer to economic partnership from BZ economic partnership. Yes. And this is just a transfer. So if you use this a little wider. All right. Next. And this is going down, right? 44, it should go down. Why isn't it going down? So this would be equal to this minus, no, plus that. There we go. Boom. There we go. That's better. Now it's the right direction. Then we got to double and triple check everything, right? Okay. Next is sending more. So we're going to go back over here to payroll. This one's now yes. Mark it green. And then I go to the next one. Copy. So this one might be changing, but we're just going to go ahead and send the $2.50 anyways. So test for that step. And actually, I'm going to send a quick message real quick while I'm on it. So tangent real quick. So this would be Slack, exa. Vienna. Hi, Vienna. Just checking in on the payments for you and Zach. I know there was problems with Coinbase, so I'm verifying the addresses. The addresses again, just make sure I'm sending to the correct address. Okay. All right, so this one should be ready to go. Come back here. I copy this amount into here. And I'm going to go ahead and make it negative. And this is the test. And I copy this amount into here. I'm going to make it negative. All right. So you see how I just copied this information, Julie? Are you still here? Julie, are you still here? Julie, are you on mute? Are you there? Julie? Hello? Hey, Julie, Julie.
Yes, I'm here.
Are you there? Okay,
I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Can you see my screen?
Can you
Can you see my screen?
hear
Yeah, I can hear you.
me?
I can definitely hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Julie?
Yeah.
Okay. So see how I just
Yes, I
copied,
can see your screen.
see how I just copied these
Yeah.
two amounts right here? See how
Okay. Let me
how-
just.
See how I just copied these two amounts right here? Julie, are you there? Are you on the spreadsheet? I thought I saw you on it earlier.
Yeah.
Are you
The
on the-
Google Chrome closed
Oh, it closed.
suddenly. I need to put it again.
Okay. All right. Well, never
Open
mind
it
then.
again.
All right. So we'll get back to that. So I'm just gonna keep going and sending these payrolls. So this one's ready to send, and this one's for Zach. So this would be test for Zach. Test for Zach. This would be test. And 35 at this time. And same. And well, actually, it's this one. 1,005. And so the next one. Yes. Hello. Five. S for exit. So just let me know when you're able to get into the spreadsheet again, Julie, or Abdul. Either one of you could be getting into the spreadsheet and helping.
Yes. Yes. Let me just get the open the notes. My computer's already started. I need to format this.
Yeah, no worries. All right, I'm almost done with this, which is nice.
Okay. I'm on the spreadsheet. I think
Cool.
it's loading in there. Okay, I'm on the spreadsheet now, Jay.
Awesome. Okay, so see, I'm just gonna add this right here. I just added that right there. And then
Okay.
I'm also adding, this is the fee right here. I just added this too.
Yes.
So you should technically be able to complete everything else.
Okay.
You know, so you just put in the time. The time would be 10:50, right? So it'd be 10:50. This would be a test for, I could just tell you it's a test for MedPay, right? And then this would be test, this would be fee, and then everything else is exactly the same. 1,554. You could be looking at the exact price of Bitcoin live, you know, on blockchain.info. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you could have, so this is the only information that I actually have to get directly from, I mean, you could even get it from my screen and copy it by hand, but it's easier for me just to copy and paste it, you know, it's faster.
Okay.
All right, so I have the last one. so close to doing it. Let's see. Yes. Paste 50. So do you have any questions on what to fill out? Really? Do
Yes. May you please repeat that again?
you have any questions on what to fill out?
I have a question. How did you get the $1,549?
This is just the price of Bitcoin. So if you go to blockchain.info, right? So I'll put it here, the Bitcoin value. This is on blockchain.info, and you'll see the exact same as me. So if I just go to blockchain.info, it'll have the price of Bitcoin right here. See, 1,549.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like the current price, which is why, so we're sending exactly the same amount of money, but you can see here that the amount of money is fluctuating based on the value. So even though we're always sending the same amount of money, because the value is fluctuating, we're getting slightly different variations of all of the numbers. See what I'm saying? Like some of these are the same, like this one and that one's the same, but some of them are different. They change. You can see how they're different. You see what I'm saying? So let's start with column. Let's start with column A.
Column A.
So column A is the exact A as in apple. So column A is exactly the same all the way down. It's just the date. So you can just fill that in super easy and fast and simple.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying as far as like copying and pasting the column all the way down to 18, from 9 to 18?
Yes.
So do you know how to do that?
Where did you base your time? Because I'm showing a different time here. I'm sorry. The 10:52 p.m.t.
Let's just focus on one thing at a time. So let's start with column A, right? And let me go ahead and turn on the screen share since we're done with all of the payroll stuff. So so column A, let's just start with column A. It's just the date. It's May 6th, 2017, right?
Yes.
So we just want to make sure that it says May 6th all the way down throughout the entire column, all the way down to line 18.
Okay.
So do you know how to do that?
Yes.
So, yeah.
So.
There. Well, that isn't exactly what you want to copy and paste as opposed to drag.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
The copy and paste.
Great. Okay, so now let's go to column B. So column B, I put in the time for each one of these, and so then you would just fill in the time right next to it. So this will be the same time because they happen at the same time. The test and the fee were at exactly the same time.
Okay. It's 10:52.
So this would just be 10:48, and you would just paste it here. This would be 1050, you just paste it here, and this would be 1052, you just paste it there. Just copy and paste.
Okay.
What?
An hour and a half or 2 hours.
All right, well, we'll wrap up.
You said half an hour.
I said 45 minutes. All right, I'll finish up. All right, so we should finish up here, but do you see what I'm saying here, that you just copy this line and paste it here?
Yes. Okay, so
And
this
then
is
so you
just
copy
the
this one
same.
and paste it here.
Okay.
Perfect. And so then line C, the same thing. You just copy and paste this one here.
Okay.
And then this one is very similar. It's like they're all just like you have the test and you have the fee. So this would just be the test, and that would be the fee. This one would be the test, and that would be the fee.
Oh, okay. Is that right?
Perfect. All right, so then in column, this is column G, right? I already filled out column E. Column G, you just drag down from 14 to 18.
Okay.
And then the U.S. equivalent is just the same as $2.50 for the test and 42 cents for the fee. And then this last one is the price is going to be the same on both of them. Yeah, perfect. You did great. So the only thing that's missing is the actual transaction ID. And I don't really know what to do about that. I just don't know how to deal with that. You know, so we're just gonna have to figure that out later in the future. Cool. Sweet. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, maybe we could over here we could say like you know, general U.S. dollar balance. So right now, if we go to our account, it says we have about $68,160. So at the bottom here would be 68,160. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. Okay, I think we are done. Great work. Very excited to get going. All right, so I think we're done. Let's go ahead and check out. Are there any last questions? And then we'll check out, and then we'll just you know, do tomorrow. I can start checking out. I thought this session went really well. I'm extremely excited about collaborating with Julie. Oh wait, did she disappear? What happened here? Julie? Do you want to check out? Can you call me again, Ray? All right, let's see if I can call you again. Add people, Julie.
okay now, Jay.
Great. Yeah, let's go ahead and check out. I'll start. I thought this went really well. Went well, and I'm really excited that Julie's here to help more with the finances and spreadsheets. And of course, there'll be tons of other things you can do besides just the finances and spreadsheets, and we'll share the load around because there's way more than any one person can do. And yeah, I'm really go get some food and just like rest for the rest of the night, and have a mellow Sunday as well. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Julie, do you want to check out? How did the session
Yeah.
go for you?
Yes, it really did, it went well, and I really learned a lot about the process. And hoping to manage it on my own. That's all. Thank you so much too.
Great. Yeah, and generally speaking, I mean, there's no question that the ideal is just collaborating together and working together as a team, because there's so many details. It's all about double and triple and quadruple checking it all. So the more we're working together, the better. But obviously, the more you learn, the more you'll be able to do on your own as well. And just remember to track your hours. And Abdul, do you want to check out?
Yes.
How'd the session go for you?
I'm enjoying this season very much. I'm enjoying this season very much.
Great. All right. I will talk to you guys tomorrow or the next day if you can't make it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm going to do a little session value tracking here. You can add in this. So we had Abdul, what did we do, 3 hours? Okay, 3 hours. 3 hours. And then Jay also did training for 3 hours. Abdul did docs and tasks for 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know how long you did, Abdul. And then
Yeah.
Julie did maybe like a half an hour of spreadsheet work. So as you do tasks and you log it, you get build value. So we always like to track this value, and then this is what would go into our master notes. All right, I think we're good. I will talk to you guys all tomorrow or the next day.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
And stop broadcast.